Hi, in this video I'd like to introduce PH232 T485Y11P and tell you how you can use this industrial product. This device is a bi-directional serial RS232, RS485 and RS422 converter, repeater, and isolator that converts RS232 signals to differential signals of RS485 and RS422 standard at the same time. You can also use this industrial device as RS232, RS485 or RS422 repeater and isolator. All these features are in one product. Some of the important features of this product that categorized it in industrial class is the protection against electrical shocks and electromagnetic noises. It also has 3 kV optical and electrical insulation, which has a great effect on eliminating noises like electromagnetic noise, which are coming from contacts changing in electromotors or ESD voltages such as surge or lightning. This is the product packaging. I open it. The content is including a PH232 T485Y11P that I take out of the plastic cover. In one side, it has RS232, RS485 and RS422 ports with a screw terminal. At the other side, it has RS485, RS422, RS232 and power port with a screw terminal. Also note that this device can work with any DC voltage from 9 to 48 volts, so you can use any available DC industrial power supply in your project, for example 24 volts DC. This device also has the capability to install directly on DIN rail. Furthermore, we have a quick start guide and a CD which includes the user guide and datasheet. The device setup is easy. This device supports all RS485 network topologies such as point-to-point and multi-point. It also supports point-to-point and multi-drop in RS422 mode. The default settings of the device are 9600-8N1. It means if the settings of your destination device are the same, you don't need to do anything to work with this device, and the converter works with these settings by default. If you need to change the device settings, connect the RS232 port of the converter to a computer. You must connect RxD, TxD, and GND pins to your system. After connecting, use a serial port test software such as HyperTerminal. A copy of it is in the product CD in the utility folder. Open HyperTerminal with the settings 11.52.00.8N1. The important thing is that by changing the device settings, the settings for entering the console will not change, and always you should use the settings 11.52.00.8N1 for changing the device settings. Turn on the device. As you see, when the device is turned on, it is possible to change the device setting. Press number 2 to turn off the device's melody. Press number 3 to test the device. Press number 4 to factory reset of the device. And for the change the device port settings, press number 1. The settings of this device include left and right side. Please note that in normal conditions, the settings for both sides of the device must be the same, but for special cases, such as changing the Baud-Rate, the settings for two sides can be set differently. In this section, you can set Baud-Rate, data length, parity, and stop bit to your desired values. For example, to change the left Baud-Rate of the converter, press number 1. Here you can set the Baud-Rate of the converter to any number in this range. For save changes, press M and return to the main menu. Here press S to save the device settings. and the device will start working with new settings. As you know, the RS485 standard consists of a pair of differential signals. To use the device as a RS232 to RS485 converter, make the necessary connection according to the diagram. When you send data from the master, the slave receives it, and when the slave sends data, the master receives it. This communication is half-duplex. To use the device as a RS232 to RS422 converter, make the necessary connection according to the diagram. Again, when you send data from the master, the slave receives it, and when the slave sends data, the master receives it. This communication is full duplex. To use the device as a RS485 repeater and isolator, make the necessary connection according to the diagram. You can also use this device as a 422 and RS232 repeater and isolator. The point that I want to make at the end is that this converter has an end-of-line or termination resistor, which is a 120 ohm inside them, and you don't need to add these resistors. Finally, feel free to contact us via email support@IPElectronix.com or WhatsApp number and ask your technical question. Thank you for watching this video.